So how did you arrive at what is obviously a compromise between the security you might have wanted and what the airline said they would accept or the traveling public would accept?
No compromise at all. At all.
Come on now.
No. I'll start by saying the threat that we saw right after I took over, I was briefed on. And you have to understand, people should understand, that there are people who work very hard, long and hard, to knock down an airplane in flight. Ideally, they'd like to knock down a U.S. airplane in flight on the way to the United States. That's the Stanley Cup World Series, if you will, of what they've luckily gone in other directions over the years because of the respect that they have for the TSA and the other things that we do at our airports, final points of departure. But anyways, very, very sophisticated. And this particular one, it was not only sophisticated, but it was real, and it was targeted at certain airports. So because we then, TSA built a device working with the intelligence community, working with the FBI, they built 2 devices actually, tested them, and we didn't feel at the time that overseas airports had the kind of security initially that could give me a comfort that they could detect this device. By the way, and having been around explosions all my life, the device, as was described to me, had an amount of explosive on it that I just did not believe could destroy an airplane in flight.
When you say device, you're talking about explosives on a laptop computer?
Or other large type electronic devices. So we tested it on a real airplane, on the ground, pressurized, and to say the least, it destroyed the airplane. So anyways, we put on the 21st of March, we put some at 10 different airports. By the way, all of those airports, as of about an hour ago, are off the list. So what we did after I put the protocol in place that we would not have large devices in the passenger compartment, and worked very closely with the airlines and airline advocacy groups, my counterparts overseas, to include in the Middle East, explaining what was going on. Of course, I can't tell them too much about the intelligence, where it came from. But all of that added up to, we could actually use this crisis as a way to raise globally aviation security. So what we recently did was come out with a kind of a 60, 90, 120, 2-year program, and have said to all final points of departure airfields in the world, if you want to fly directly to the United States with large electronic components in the passenger compartment, you have to do these things. So in my view, globally, at least at those final points of departure airfields that come to the United States, globally we are raising aviation security as opposed to just going after one single threat.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.